center your lane while driving. So let's go ahead and get it. Whenever you're driving, you want to look ahead and keep your lane centered as much as possible. Beginners tend to steer to the right. So I need you to look straight all the way down. You see where that silver car is down there? I need you to look ahead as far as possible. This is an outside view today. Earlier today I did an inside view, so I'll be pushing that out later today for you. I want to welcome you in. We're talking about how to stay centered in your lane. Some roads are wide and narrow, so you want to stay to the middle right. I have a yield sign, so I want to anticipate traffic from the right by the yield sign and to my left. And then I proceed. You always have to look around and see how that car came in front of me, and then they kind of cut me off. So they could have chose to come in behind me, but they didn't. So as you scan, like I'm anticipating them stopping, and they turned on their blinker about 3 blinks, so they gave me an adequate warning to slow down. And now I'm wondering what they're doing. So they're going to the veterinarian. You always want to use your vision. So our peripheral vision allows us to see the curbs, the left side and the right side. And we tend to focus on, like this car flashers, we tend to focus on things that are near us. So if you look where you want to go, the car will go where it wants to go. On your DMV test or road test, they're expecting you to know how to keep yourself centered. And if you haven't been out driving in a while, I suggest you practice, get someone that you can trust who's going to support you and help you. And with support and help, you can reach your goals. So I have a stop here. I want to stop for 3 seconds. 1001, 2, and 3. And then I proceed. And then I need to make a lane change. So this is an outside view. So I'm going to get over. Blinker, mirror, turn signal, and then I squeeze my brakes. You're going to see cars coming off the service drive to the left. So I'm looking, and you'll see it. So I'm just looking, and you'll see cars coming up, and I'm just waiting. It's a slow yield, and then here's my gap, and I go in this gap. That's what your instructor's expecting you to do. That's what they're expecting you to do on your driving test. That should be a real nice view, I hope. You want to have space in front of you and behind you. You should be able to see the rear of the tires on the ground. And use the other cars as reference points to help you. You scan left and right at the intersection, because cars do run those. And now I'm going to get on the interstate. So I turn on my blinker, and I want to stay in the middle. And I go down, you'll be able to see a nice view. And then I get right into the first lane. And that was a pretty good merge. It was a good merge because I had good speed. And I'm trying to stay centered. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. That's really important. And I'm trying to give you good value, teaching you how to stay centered. Our steering wheel is on the left. So we want the left side of the car to be even or parallel with the broken white lines. And I'm looking ahead around the curve. If you look at the white line or use your mirrors, you're going to drift to the right. I'll give you some information. I see a backup, so I'm squeezing my brakes right now. I'm looking ahead, and that helps you. I'm in drive, a little less than half. Temperature is in the middle. I'm at 45 miles an hour, and I'm at about 1,100 RPMs. They may ask you some information out about your car. I'm trying to look ahead as far as possible. I'm not looking down at the ground. Like this Jeep, I'm looking ahead. I'm using the white line and the broken white line to help me stay centered. I see the lines, but I'm looking ahead. If you're a beginner, this would definitely help you. A beginner is someone with less than 10 years experience. So if you're 21, 31. If you're 14, 24. If you're 15, 25. It takes about 10 years. Thank you for the thumbs up. I do appreciate that. I'm hands-free. Both hands on the steering wheel. That's the way it should be. I see the vehicle broken down, so I'm looking straight around the curve. They have a flat tire. And this is a pretty good angle because you can see the white line to the right. I'm using that as a reference. And I see the broken white line, but I'm looking to stay centered with this silver car up here. Maintaining that speed. Trying not to tailgate. And most cars are moving at, we're right at about 60, 6-0. I'm gonna go ahead and get over the lane to the left. Mirror, turn signal, see how smooth the lane change is. And then you cancel your blinker. It's about 5 more miles an hour faster. We were at 60 in the right lane, now we're at 65. It's 4 to 5 miles an hour faster. And then the left lane, 65 to about 70. The vehicle in front of me, they're on the phone because I saw them, so they're kind of drifting in the lane. They're hugging the right. See them drifting to the right side of the lane? So whenever you're on the phone, your mind is preoccupied. So the driving test is driving. And I have small steering wheel inputs. This is the outside view today. I made a video earlier. I'm going to get that up in the next 24 hours. During the rush hour to Chicagoland, and I'll show you that. So I'm maintaining pretty good speed. I'm lifting my foot. Thank you for the thumbs up. And you'll see cars coming in to my right. So I'm at about 65 miles an hour. It's a car length for every 10 miles an hour. So what am I using to help me stay centered? I'm looking ahead at this black vehicle, and I'm not making a lot of steering inputs. A lot of beginners tend to hug the left or hug the right. So if you were driving with me, I would tell you, great job. Relax your grip on the steering wheel, take your time, have great speed control. And then as the road turns, I would instruct you to turn the wheel slightly to the right. This is an outside view today, so you can see how the car is turning. Keeping good speed, good space, and a smile. I will tell you I don't want to see you tailgate. I want to see you have great speed control. And as the road turns, I'm turning slightly to the right. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in. I'll be going live tonight. So as we're looking ahead, I would tell you, look ahead around the curve, see what is ahead of this black vehicle. That'll help you stay centered also. And it's pretty smooth so far. And then I would tell you, lift your foot a little bit. You don't want to tailgate this black vehicle. We all use points of reference. A point of reference is in the front of the car to the left. I see the broken white line, and a point of reference is the car to the right. I'm around the curve, so I'm lifting my foot a little bit. And this is what you would do as a beginning driver. You would drive too close to this car, so I would tell you, lift your foot a little bit. And then we're slowly losing speed. We're at about 65 now. And then I would say, hey, you're doing a great job. Don't overturn the wheel. It's really very gentle on the steering wheel. Keep it smooth. That should be a better angle, hopefully. So I'm I'm trying to hold the steering wheel really smooth and just taking my time. Squeezing my brakes, getting patient. Trying to be really smooth around the curve. Take my time. You can see the interstate is very bumpy. And the less you squeeze the wheel, the smoother you'll be. We're traveling at about 65 miles an hour. We're at a half a tank. Our RPMs are about 1900. I'm pushing the gas gently, but not super hard. If I push really hard, I'll lose control. And then I lift my foot around the curve, looking around the curve to stay centered. And you want to be really smooth on the curve and just taking your time. I'm looking at all three lanes, looking for brake lights, debris on the road, because we all have a personal responsibility to be safe drivers out here, and that's really important. Everything's smooth. I'm at 65. I'm in the middle lane. If I go to the left lane, I will have to go faster. So I would tell you, go in the middle lane. You're going to see a black truck to my left in a moment. I saw them out of my back mirror. And that's what you have to see. They'll be coming and see that black truck. I saw them in my mirror. So you always have to look. We're holding about 65 miles an hour. Left lane's going about 70. The right lane is going about 60. There's a semi truck up ahead of me, so I'm just taking my time. Being patient. Feeling the throttle really easily, not trying to turn the wheel. Staying smooth. And that's what your instructor wants to see. And I'm lifting my foot a little bit. Now I'm squeezing my brake. This is a wolf pack. We're in a large group of cars, so I'm just trying to be really smooth on the gas. I'm at about 65. And actually the cars are tailgating me cutting to the left, but there's nothing I really can do right now. So you can see the congestion to the left. There's a lot to look at. So as I'm talking, these are the things you need to be thinking and doing to help you stay centered. So I'm kind of thinking out loud, and you should be thinking this in your brain. How do I stay centered? Do I want to be in the middle lane? If you're in the middle lane, you cruise in about 65 to 70. The left lane, you got to go faster and tailgate. The right lane, you'll get cut off. So then I'm squeezing my brake again. Every time you squeeze your brake, you need to check your mirror. I'm going to make a lane change to the left. I had to accelerate, so that was a pretty good lane change. You'll see me accelerate. Nice. That was a good lane change. I would tell you that. And then lift your foot a little bit. Then there's this truck. There are 4 blind spots. Left side of the truck, right side, the front, and the back. So we want to keep moving through these blind spots. And don't even think about cutting in the middle of the semi-trucks. Give them a room. I'm at about 70. I see some brake lights coming on, so I'm trying to look and see. Is it a deer? Is it debris on the road? Does someone break down? My speed is 70. I see brake lights, so now I'm going to squeeze my brake. And I squeezed it really smooth, not punching it. I think I'm centered pretty good. How can I tell? I'm not hugging the right or hugging the left. That truck in the middle lane carrying those wooden pallets, don't want to be near them. A pallet could fly out. I don't see them really being secure. Up. So they're behind me. I'm squeezing my brakes. I do not want a pallet to fly out on me. That's for real. So I'm being very cautious, keeping my room. I see brake lights on. So I'm analyzing traffic. And that's what I need to see you do. That's what I ask you in class. Are you analyzing traffic? What is the driving environment? We're at 70. There's a truck up there carrying wooded pallets that can fly out. Analyze your driving environment. When you look at this, look through the eyes of a beginning driver. That's why you look at this content. And if this is bringing you value, you should give it a thumbs up. You need to subscribe because you want to learn how to drive. I do driving tutorials. So my speed limit is pretty good. I'm going to get over one lane to the right, mirror, turn signal, blind spot, and I'm lifting my foot. It's a lot of heavy traffic right now, and I'm going to keep space. And the train lane to the left, they're just cutting back and forth, cutting back and forth. If you just joined, we're talking about keeping our lane centered. There's a lot of heavy traffic. So I'm in the middle lane right now. That's a smooth lane. I'm going to get over one lane to the right. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. This is an inside view today. I made a video earlier, inside view. I'll get that out to you in 24 hours. So I'm lifting my foot because this exit backs up a lot. If you have questions, pop them in. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. So right about past this sign, the regulatory sign, I'm going to turn on my right blinker. And then I lift my foot. If you come in really fast to this, you see all these skid marks? These are cars and trucks who are not being aware. So I'm lifting my foot, coming in about 35 miles an hour, really smooth. You got your chevron alignment signs. Will tell you a sharp curve to the right. I'm at about 35. I'm looking around the curve and I'm squeezing my brakes. And centrifugal force pull the device. You saw that. Blinkers on. And I'm going to come up. And I'm going to go in the... There's a dune buggy. Yeah. So I'm going to turn my wheel. And you can see centrifugal force pulling me to the outside. Read that traffic. I'm going to squeeze my brakes. Always looking ahead. So I'm keeping space because there are a lot of sudden backups and highly congested traffic. So when you're driving at about 4:15 Eastern Standard Time, it's rush hour in any large metropolitan city. So we're just out of Chicagoland. So I'm scanning traffic, taking my time. And now I'm going to get over to the middle lane and I'm going to squeeze my brakes. And I'm just going to take my time. And I'm going to make my turn in real easy. So now we have vulnerable road users, people to the right. No blinkers. So neighborhoods are the most dangerous place. People get very careless. They don't pay attention. So what I need you to do is look, the environment has changed. I'm going to squeeze my brakes. Got to have a complete stop for 3 seconds. Then I make my turn. Accelerates really smooth and easily into the turn.